Thanks for tuning in. You're listening to the local music of Raleigh.
Here with Emily Musolino. She is the lead singer for Dark Water Rising, and she actually does her own solo projects as well. Emily, thank you for being here.
Good to be here. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. So basically, just how did you get started in the music scene? What made you want to do this?
Well, I'm from Durham, and pretty much all my life I've really looked to music as an outlet. You know, whenever I was upset or frustrated about something, and it always helped me feel better to go into my basement and start writing songs. And I've upgraded. I used to have like a little, cassette tape recording deal, and now I've got my own little studio down here. But going back to how I got started, I'm from here, and after I graduated high school, my parents were pretty insistent that I go to college, and really music was the only thing that I wanted to do, so I was like, alright, I'm going to go to music school. So I ended up going to Berklee College of Music up in Boston, which is one of the top conservatories in the world. And after I graduated there, I came back home for several different reasons. I mean, first of all, it's pretty hard to be a working musician up in Boston when there's so many young kids out there that'll do gigs for free. But also, I mean, the community down here is really nothing to laugh at either. There's a lot of really amazing musicians at Central and UNC and just locally around the scene. So it's been good the last few years.
Excellent. I'm glad to hear that. So, when you came back down here, how did you really start making yourself known in venues and so forth? Did you start at open mics? How did you start out?
I did a few open mics. I sent out a lot of emails trying to get some gigs, and the way it kind of works is once you get your foot in the door, then you start getting more recognition and more people start calling you back. Yeah, that's pretty much how. I don't know. I'm trying to remember, honestly, because it's been a minute now since I came back.
Yeah. But it's really cool that you did go to, you said it was Berklee, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's like the top accredited music school, if I'm not mistaken, right? I mean, pretty much that you can go to. So I know somebody right now who's actually going there as well, who actually was who used to live here. Her name was Sabina Barton, but that's neither here nor there.
Yeah,
but she,
I've heard of her. Yeah.
Yeah, she was friends with Anna Rose Beck, who's another popular
I
artist.
also know.
Yeah, who's actually another popular artist. That's the nice thing about knowing everybody is the camaraderie that you have here.
It's amazing. It's really such a small circle of people, like of just musicians in general. The people that I went to Berklee with, people that are in the scene around here. It's amazing, like how many of them know each other and are doing the same thing and playing in the same circles. Mm-hmm. So that's pretty cool.
That's really cool. Now, because of knowing those people, have you been able to team up for different venues, sort of like the Motorco or the Pinhook or anything like that?
Yeah, I mean, I've done several things at both of those venues. I did my CD release last year at the Pinhook, and I've played several events at Motorco. We did the Fresh Catch over there. I mean, Motorco is crazy. That's kind of where I really started playing out when I first got back from school, and they've continued to grow as a venue and get more notoriety, so that's been cool.
Now, you said you opened up. You said you played at the Pinhook for your CD release party last year. What was the name of your first CD, or the CD that you just released?
It was called Jealous Girl.
Jealous Girl. I remember that song because it's a really good song.
Yeah, that's my second album. My first album was released in 2012, and that was more like just acoustic stuff. And that one's self-titled. It's Emily Musolino.
Okay, awesome. Now, you've also done some work with Dark Water Rising. How'd you get started in that?
I was working as a solo artist, and I got put together on a bill with them. They had a different drummer at the time and different lineup, and I'm like blown away by them, and they were similarly impressed, and we kept in touch, and they asked me to jam a couple times, and then things didn't work out with one of their old band members, so I stepped in, and the rest is kind of history. It just kind of gelled. We had that kind of friendship, but like better than friendship, like almost like we're family.
Well, that's awesome.
Yeah.
How do you balance your own personal music with Dark Water Rising? What do you think you put more focus into currently?
Well, it's a toss up because it really just depends on like what gets booked at what times. I mean, I gig a lot with Dark Water Rising, and I do a lot. It's pretty much just wherever I can get a gig. I try to balance, juggle it as best as I can. Right now, Dark Water Rising, we're working on recording. It'll be Dark Water Rising's third album, but it's the first one that has me on it. And it's a lot of our newer material. So I'm spending a lot of time doing that. And I'll do a lot of gigs by myself, because it's nice to not have to rely on other people. I know that I'll learn all the music and show up on time and all that stuff.
Yeah.
So
it's called responsibility. You
exactly.
have that down, right? Yeah.
Exactly.
I remember the one time I did film you at the Pinhook, and that was about 1.5 years ago, maybe 2 years ago. And you had some fellow musicians with you then. Are they just friends of yours, or were they people that you see on a constant basis generally?
Was that the Emily Musolino band?
Yes, I believe so.
We've gone through several different lineup changes, just people's various schedules, and I've got a very specific sound that I'm looking for.
Mm-hmm.
So it's tough. It's tough to find people that are not only amazing players, but also like reliable and will learn the music and job on time and stuff.
Yeah.
Because a lot of times the guys that are really amazing, they're either too busy or they got they can't get the logistics together enough to really function. So it's been kind of a struggle, but getting through.
That's cool. Let's see here. You were on WKNC radio, NC State's radio, a few weeks back. Were you promoting a gig locally there? What were you?
That was I was opening for the Broadcast and Urban Soil at the Poorhouse in Raleigh.
Oh.
Weeks ago. That was awesome.
I like the Poorhouse.
Yeah, I love the Poorhouse.
Really nice.
They've been good to us. Dark Water Rising's had a lot of success there. I've done well there with my solo stuff, and they're really pretty much like the place to play at in Raleigh now.
Well, that's cool. What are some other venues in Raleigh that you've played at? Have you been to like the Lincoln Theater or anything like that?
I played the Lincoln a couple of times for a specific. We did like a battle of the bands there. Southland Ballroom's really awesome. That's probably if there was another venue that had to compete with the Poorhouse for being the spot, it's probably Southland Ballroom. King's is also awesome. We opened up for Laura Reed there, which was amazing. She's badass.
Yeah. King's is really nice. I was there about a month ago, actually. It's really nice.
It's a cool spot. Tiernan played there pretty recently. Unfortunately, I think they're closing down soon.
Yeah, that's really sad. I really liked that place. I used to go see stand-up comedy, music, and they also had a really good chicken burger that was pretty awesome.
Yeah, I did local band, local beer, local band there with the Emily Musolino band. That's Craig Reed, actually, is the one who organizes that. He's Laura Reed's younger brother of Younger Brother Productions. He's a pretty connected guy in the industry. That's what comes to the top of my head as far as the Raleigh venues.
Gotcha. So, some things I did want to ask about is like, how has social media in general, like, worked with you as far as helping you out? Has it been a help big time, or has it been any kind of hindrances of social media?
Social media is great. I mean, well, aside from the fact that I kind of spend too much time on it, just doing whatever.
Don't we all?
Which, yeah, everybody does. But it's a great tool for getting people to come out to your events. When I needed like a player to sub for me in a pinch, I'll post something on Facebook, and it's pretty easy to get replies.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a great way to keep in touch with people, too. I mean, people from Boston and all over the world that I knew at Berkeley that are far away now, but I could still reach out to them through Facebook and Twitter, Instagram, etc. I don't know any of the new ones yet. The Kick or whatever. I don't. I'm still not.
I'm sure there's something out there, and there always is.
I know, but I feel like if you're like older than 17, some of those is like
Yeah.
some of the new ones. I don't know. Maybe I'm just getting old.
No, I think there are certain things that are marketed towards younger people. I mean, that's just the way it is. I mean, the 6-second video thing that's going on now, and
The Vines.
The Vines, yeah. Like, I mean, I think it's clever and cute and everything, but there's really only so much you can do there.
Yeah,
with 6 seconds.
They're pretty funny.
Yeah. Now, how about Reverb Nation? How have they been working with you?
Yeah, I like Reverb Nation. A lot of the bigger festivals like Corey Hills and that, they'll use their press kit. So that makes it pretty easy. You just one click and you send it. My only criticism really about Reverb Nation is that there's a lot of they send a lot of stuff. Like I get probably 10 emails a day. And when I open up my Reverb Nation account, there's all sorts of crazy notifications. I think it gets to the point where you sort of filter everything out.
Yeah.
So I don't know, but it's a good resource, and I know Aaron's the drummer for Dark Water Rising. He helps out with a lot of the booking too. I know we've got some good opportunities through them, and they're based out of Durham, right?
I believe so. I think off of
Building.
either Duke Street or Main Street or something. I drive by it quite a few times.
Yeah, so there's definitely some opportunities there to tap into.
So, have you found as far as we kind of touched on this a little bit earlier, but working with other fellow musicians, have you found that it's a pretty good support group, or is there a lot of competition there? Generally, how has that been working for you?
It just varies. I mean, I think it's been pretty good. I know when I was at Berkeley, especially, there does tend to be a lot of competition. But I think once if you're secure enough in your own thing, then you kind of realize that it's not really, it's like apples and oranges, really.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because everybody's got their own different style and their own different stories and things they want to say. You know, so it's really more, it's more helpful to look at it as a collaboration rather than a competition.
Yeah.
You know, because if you don't, say Rebecca Todd gets this gig instead of me, but we're friends, maybe she'll recommend me for the next time or something, it's not...
That's how I would see it, too. I mean, to me, when it comes to art, a lot of times I don't see anything as really being a competition. It's not... It shouldn't be. I mean, everybody's got their own voice, and everybody wants to say what they want to say, and no one's voice is any more important than anyone else's, so therefore... Yeah, I don't really see that being competition, but I've also seen a lot of the collaboration. I myself have actually dealt with that too. I've worked with many bands and many other videographers since I am one, and we help each other out all the time.
Totally.
So it is really nice to have that camaraderie.
Yeah, and it takes the fun out of it when you're, at each other's throats. It's not as fun of an experience.
Yeah. So who are some of your influences for your music?
Probably the biggest one is Etta James. She's got that amazing, soulful voice. Janis Joplin, I love. A lot of vocal jazz I really like Ella Fitzgerald, Frank Sinatra. But my musical tastes are very wide. I mean, I like everything from like Metallica and Pantera to like Imogen Heap and Feist and kind of electro stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
All the way to like old school hip hop, Snoop Dogg, Dr. Dre.
Yeah, the old school stuff's pretty good.
Yeah, old school country I love.
Johnny Cash, I'm a big fan of.
Yeah, Johnny Cash. Very few new school country. Like I love Miranda Lambert. She's even like people like that. They kind of go back to the old school ways.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just to name a few.
What did when you were on WKNC? What did they compare your voice to? You said you were a combination of like Adele and somebody else.
Oh, that's funny. That was Emily Pakes that made that up.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
Oh, what did she say?
But she said Adele meets people of Walmart.
That was really, really funny.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I thought it was funny. But it makes sense, though, because, I mean, I get the comparisons to Adele a lot, and I love Adele. Adele and Amy Winehouse are probably two of my biggest, like, more new artists, more recent influences. Mm. But I think she threw the people of Walmart thing in there, because sometimes I like to use explicit language. And, I look at it as, I don't know, I'm not particularly trying to be, like, rebellious. It's just, like, sometimes that vocabulary is what gets the message across the best.
Yeah, it's appropriate for what you're trying to say.
Not all the time, because then you just kind of sound stupid because you only have 7 words in your vocabulary.
Well, yeah, I mean, I'm just saying, like, every once in a while. That's awesome. Well, Emily, thank you for being here today. I really appreciate your time.
Yeah, no problem.
And we look forward to hearing more Dark Water Rising and more of your stuff coming out soon. And thank you very much. Here is Emily Musolino playing Jealous Girl from her album entitled Jealous Girl.
I remember, this is it. You cheating bitch, don't try to talk me out of this. Don't you dare shut those pretty little eyes, 'cause you made those fucking choices. You're gonna watch the consequences, 'cause I'm a jealous girl. I've come to take back what's mine. Oh yes, I'm a jealous girl. You should have thought twice before you crossed that line. Open up, I know you're in there. Let's go. Come out and look down. I dug you a brand new home. Even got you right in the back of that half limo. 'Cause if you're gonna steal my girl, I'm gonna make your blood run cold. I'm a jealous girl. I've come to take back what's really mine. Oh yes, I'm a jealous girl. Oh, you should have thought twice. Yeah, yeah. Guess all that lying left you breathless. It's alright, there's nothing else to say. 'Cause we're all alone now. There's no need to be afraid. But you've got to prove now that you love me more than you loathe life on the run. But you brought this on you. Hope it was worth all
Thanks, Andy.
Thank you.